Are you feeling stuck? Perhaps you know what you need to do. You've listened to all the books, you've jumped on those courses, but it's time to take action. I've got just the right person with me today. I've got a very special guest on the What's Eating You podcast. Her name is Vanessa, and she's here to share with me today everything we recently learned at Dream Fest.
Welcome to the What's Eating You podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Giorgio, and I'm a clinical psychologist.
Welcome, Vanessa. How are you doing?
Thanks, Steph. I'm doing great. So glad to be on your podcast
Yeah.
and to share our learnings from Dreamfest, because you are so right. It's like we can read all the books, we can listen to those podcast episodes, but if we don't implement, it's not going to get us anywhere.
100%. And to be honest, when Vanessa first told me about this event, I was a bit skeptical. I said, what date are we doing it? I'll see if I'm free. Depends what it is.
And I sold it to you as a free ticket. So it
was free. I didn't even have to pay. And I was skeptical because, to be honest, I've done quite a lot of events. I do enjoy going to them, but I'm also someone that really knows you have to implement what you learn.
Yeah.
A lot of people jump from event to event or a book or a free podcast, but that deeper level work is something they actually need to do. And that's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
So introduce yourself, Vanessa. For people who know that you're my friend, tell the audience a little bit more about you.
Yeah, so my name is Vanessa Dallas. I am a buyer's agent. Basically what that means is I help source properties for people that don't have the time, don't have the knowledge, and they want they want investment properties that are going to help build them wealth and grow quickly so that they can essentially live a life of freedom, because that's really what we're after, right? We want to be able to choose everything in life when you want to have lunch, when you want to go on holidays, not when you ask your boss, So that's essentially what I do.
And I've learned so much from Vanessa about properties, about investing. So if you're keen to learn more about that, highly recommend you check her out. What's your Instagram?
At Vanessa V. Dallas. I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah. Check out the show notes, follow her, and she also has some really cool content. All right, so let's talk about our key takeaways. So we went to this event. It's called Dream Fest. It was a business entrepreneur event, different speakers on stage. And I guess the reason I went is to have an open mind, see if there was anything I wasn't doing currently in my business, but also give me a bit of a kick up the backside to take action and implement. What drew you to going to the event?
Yeah, so I guess for me, it's about creating that network. And I guess we'll talk about that as well, because that's one of the big things that we took away from the event. And Dreamfest really does attract all those entrepreneurs. So they had about 800 entrepreneurs all up, and some were online. I think they're probably about like 500 in person. Yeah, and it was absolutely amazing because you get to connect with these other like-minded people. There's an energy in the room, and it always just like G's me up and gets you, okay, cool, you get motivated. Now, the issue is a lot of people, after they get motivated, it kind of just like slumps away and then you don't do anything about it. But we are taking accountability.
Yes, it's accountability month called Implementember, which means implementing things in September that you actually want to happen and do. So let's start with our key takeaway number 1. Would you like to begin?
Oh, okay. Yes, so my key takeaway was buying back your time. We had the privilege of listening to Dan Martell, who wrote the book Buy Back Your Time.
Yes.
And he was absolutely incredible. I've read the book before, actually probably over a year ago now. So it was really good to just recap on all the things that he sort of...
Oh, I didn't know you read it.
Yeah. It was one of the many. I was going through this one year. I had like this whole reading thing, and I just read like 20 books in a year. And it's just like, okay, I've read these all, but I don't actually...
How much did you implement?
Yeah, 0. So now it's Implementember.
Yes.
It's implementation time. But yeah, the biggest thing that he promotes is time is your most valuable asset. And it's just not, you need to be able to pay sometimes for someone to do something so that you have the time to do things that you love. And I think that resonates with both of us. Like in what we do for our businesses, we've got people that can help us out with whether it's marketing or editing podcasts or whatever it is. And then it's also what we do for people. We buy back their time. We show them the way. So that was,
Yeah, and it can be applied to everything. And I also want you to know, if you're listening to this and you work a 9 to 5 and you don't have a desire of opening your own business and company, you're still going to get heaps of benefit out of this, because buying back your time, it's not just if you own a business. For example, for all my ADHDers or busy mums out there, this could be as simple as getting a cleaner once a week.
Yeah, 100%. It's not necessarily an entrepreneurial thing. Getting someone to do your meals. So like, I don't know, me and Steph are very like on our health kick. We do our meal preps. Like every Sunday, it's just like shopping, meal prepping. Now, if we could get someone to do the shopping for us, to cook the meals for us, put them in the little containers, weigh everything up, then, you would be in a better position for your week, and you would have the 2-3 hours to spend with, I don't know, your family, going beach walks, hanging out with friends.
Yeah. And I don't know if the book answers this, but what's one of the reasons people don't buy back their time? Because I know for a lot of mums, I'm like, yeah, but I should be able to do the laundry. I should cook for my family. And there's a lot of shame and guilt around outsourcing certain things. Does the book cover why people don't do this? Or do you
To be honest, I don't
there's a
remember,
reason?
I would say it's because people don't want to pay. People think, I can do it, it'll be cheaper, let me do it. And they don't value their time. But what I really liked about the book was it challenges you to put a number next to your time. How much is your time worth? So as you work, you're paid what, $20 an hour, $30 an hour, $50 an hour, whatever it is. Put that against your time. Like,
Wow.
yeah, so charge, okay, I'm going to spend 3 hours doing this. If my time is worth $100 an hour, then that's $300. If I hire someone, it's $300, maybe it's $400. So now it's worth it.
Yes.
So when you put value behind your time, then you start to think. But the thing is, people think time is unlimited. We all think we're going to be here forever, which we're obviously not.
I know, it's so sad.
Yet,
I sent you a video on Facebook and it's like, in 200 years, no one's going to remember you. You're just going to be a portrait on someone's wall.
stop.
I mean, I know, even though you never check my TikTok DMs, that's okay. But
Wow, we're bringing that on the podcast too.
time is limited. And I want to talk about time and cost. Cost can be financial, but cost can also be emotional. So either you're paying with your time, you're paying with your money, you're paying with your emotions. And this is when people say to me, yeah, is it worth doing an ADHD assessment? Is it worth addressing my disordered eating? Is it worth getting a buyer's agent? You got to ask yourself, am I willing to pay the financial cost, the emotional cost?
Yeah.
Which way am I going to pay for this?
Because essentially your time, it's not just like, okay, the hours that go away, the energy you put into it, which does hit your emotional state, your mindset. So if there's something you don't like doing, if you don't like doing the washing, you don't like meal prepping, you don't like going to the shops, find ways that you can get that done for you. And essentially it will just make you happier altogether, I reckon.
It's an investment, not a cost. And I think if you're someone who thinks, yeah, but I'm not going to make that money from doing something else. I'll pay $40 to a cleaner. Yeah, but what emotional investment are you getting back? Are you getting time back with your kids? Are you getting time to exercise, to go for a walk? At the end of the day, it's really self-care.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. And I think we all hear this too much, like maybe not too much. Maybe some of us don't hear it enough, but I feel like on my platforms, like my Instagram and stuff, it's all about self-care. It's all about self-growth and all those things. But again, implement it. Don't just be like, I should be doing meditation or I should go for a walk a day. Steph, you promote walking every single day. It's your health walk, mental health walk. And it helps you physically, mentally, emotionally. Just do it.
Yes, the implementation is so important and it feels scary.
Yeah.
And I think I want to validate that, which is going to be my takeaway we'll go into in a sec. But so the first takeaway was buying back your time to save you more financially, emotionally, physically. Where do you think you need to buy back your time?
Ooh, good question.
Do you eat a large amount of food in a short period of time and feel a loss of control? Maybe you make yourself sick after you binge eat. If this is you, you're not alone. I'm a clinical psychologist who went through a 9-year eating disorder, and I know how to get to the other side of food freedom. If you're ready to ditch the dieting mentality, discover food freedom, and find confidence in yourself and your body, click the free eating evaluation call. The link is below.
Personally, it would be in the meal prepping. Maybe that's why I spoke about that.
Really?
Yeah, if I could get someone to just do it for me, technically it doesn't take me that long. But still, it's like I have to organize to be at the shops before they close. And then I still want to go to bed at a decent time. And then even just weighing it all out. And honestly, I don't mind it. Like, it doesn't make me feel bad when I do. I actually feel happy because I know that I'm setting myself up for the week and it feels good. But I think if I was to get someone to do that, that'd be really great. Yeah, in my personal life.
What would you do with that time if someone was preparing your food? What would you be doing with that time?
I would probably, I love going on my beach walks and things like that. Maybe do a bit more of that. But most likely I'd be working on the business.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. So that's maybe one thing you can start to consider.
Yeah. I just need to find someone that can actually do what I want them to do. 'Cause I don't want to buy like the pre-made meals. I want my meals, fresh, organic.
Yes. So finding them up. If you're listening to this and this is your business, reach out to us.
Please do. I'd love to hear from you.
See, I feel like I'm in the opposite boat. I feel like I've bought all my time back and now I don't know what to do with my time. And obviously we're at different stages. We're different. I know we look the same age, but I'm actually a little bit older. So I'm really good at outsourcing. I probably outsourced a lot. So I do have a team that helped me. Someone edits this podcast. I've got administration support. I've got someone who does my website. And now I got exactly what I asked for, which is the time to work on the business. But it feels scary because I've got all this time. I'm like, what do I do? So I've started doing TikTok lives every single morning, right? Because I'm like, okay, what identity does a full-time, I don't like the word full-time, but what identity does a content creator have? They create the content. So the mornings are the most energetic for me. So that's the TikTok lives. Then in the afternoon, it's emails, editing, scheduling, all of that. So I think once you get back your time, it's about figuring out, okay, how do I make the most of this time? And I think what Dan said was spend your time on the thing that brings you the most return on your investment, whether that's emotional investment, financial. And for me, it's creating content. It's what I can't outsource because you can't be me. You can try. But that's what I want to do. I love this. I love talking, meeting people, being on the camera. So yeah, I'm in that position of, okay, I bought back my time. Now what?
Yeah, I guess that's a whole nother, not issue, but like
Level.
Yeah. What do you do with that time? I feel like I could definitely, yeah, if you put on I don't have someone that does my social media. So I would absolutely like as in edits my content or edits my podcast. Or so to have someone to do that as well. Like I feel like, yes. But it's a really good question. What would you do with that time?
Yeah. And also, do you know what? When I was the most busiest, when I was working for a big organization, I actually was more productive with my time. And now one of the things I need to be so careful with is now I have all the time. I'm not as productive. I'm like, yeah, dilly-dally, this and this. I'll get to that. So I think an advantage of being in your position is you have to really utilize every nook and cranny. Like when you're like, I'm at the cafe at 6 a.m. I'm doing 2 hours here. I'm doing my 5 to 9, 9 to 5, this to that. I'm like, damn, okay, I'll be up at this. The balance. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Should we move to the next one?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So I think for me is lots of people compare themselves and they think, oh, I want to be that person on social media. I wish I could post like her. I wish I could be on stage like that. But here's what you need to know is you don't need to be the smartest person in the room. You don't need to be the most successful. You just have to be the person willing to take action. I could have easily been on that stage. I could have
100%
talked like that. But Steph, are you doing it? No, you're not. It's a bit humbling because sometimes I can sit there and be like, I know all this, but am I actually implementing it? And the only difference between me and them is nothing. Everybody's equal. The only difference between you and that person you're comparing yourself to is they are taking the action. They are trying. They're stepping out of their comfort zone. They don't feel good. Like they don't feel more confident. They might just be the same. But the point is, knowledge isn't power. Action is power. And the other thing I want to reiterate is action isn't sexy. When you think of your dream life, you're like walking in Bali, walking in Thailand, like, oh, yay, look, I'm living my dream life. But that's not what it actually takes. What it actually takes is us staying indoors when it's a beautiful sunny day outside. We want to be in the sun, tanning, walking, working. But we're here recording this podcast.
Yeah.
You know, it's last night. I had an email from the people doing my marketing at the moment and they're like, oh, can you upload this? And I was like, oh, I can't be bothered. But Steph, you got to do it. I know you want to watch My Kitchen Rules, but you have to upload this video. And so whether you're whatever it is, whether you're looking for a property, whether you're recovering from an eating disorder, whether you have ADHD, the actions you need to take to where you want to go are not sexy. They're not comfortable. They don't feel good. Yeah, I'm sure investing in a buyer's agent for some people can be like, oh my God, that was such a big investment, such a big step. Like we invest in coaching.
Yeah.
But the action, it doesn't feel good. I think people think, oh my God, like when I live the dream, I'm going to feel good. But the steps to get there, they don't feel good. They don't feel comfortable.
Yeah. But that's the whole thing, right? Getting out of your comfort zone. That's the only way you're going to grow. So if you feel, and one action, that takeaway that was from the event as well, if you feel uncomfortable, you're doing the right thing.
Yes.
You're moving towards, that means you're growing. Feeling uncomfortable, just trust in it, keep doing what you're doing, and you are growing. And eventually you'll feel comfortable again, which means, okay, cool, time to level up again.
Yes. And what I usually say is the decision that feels the hardest is usually the right decision. Yeah, the decision that feels the hardest is usually the right decision. So that was my takeaway is, yeah, action doesn't feel sexy. Change doesn't feel good. But the accumulation of those changes you make is what gets you the end result. But the end result is what's glamorized on social media. I earn 6 figures. I'm working digitally from my laptop. But they don't actually show the ick steps. Same with recovered relationship with food. Oh my God, food freedom. But people don't see the stress you have of like trying a new food or speaking to a mental health professional. So yeah, I just want to highlight to people that the action is not sexy.
Yeah. No. And so what would you say for your life? Like when did you feel that kind of action not sexy in your growth?
So interesting. I went for a walk this morning with my friend and she asked me that. And I said, I didn't feel good in myself. I was at my heaviest. I had recently cut my hair. And long hair was always, I love long hair. And I had to act like the person I wanted to be in the body I was in to change my body image. And then the changes happened. So for me, it was in my largest body, I was going on dates. I was telling myself I was worthy. I was saying I was allowed to take up space. When I met my partner, I was way in a larger body than I am now. But I didn't feel that way at the time because I'm like, no, I'm amazing and I'm worthy. And this is where I'm starting at. And that's okay. So a lot of people think they need to get to a certain point before they start acting and being and living. But living in your current state, doing what it is you want to do, whether it is buying a property, if you don't feel it's the right time, it's never going to feel like it's the right time.
It's true, but it's mindset. Hey, so you gave yourself the perception basically that you were already there. You weren't thinking where you were thinking, I'm already there. I have the body I want. I have the lifestyle I want. I have this, that, whatever it is. But you're there. And I think that's the whole manifesting thing without going into whole like woo-woo kind of stuff. That's technically what manifesting is, right? You're already there. Like when you say something, if you're someone that does affirmations or manifesting, you say that you are there. I'm not going to do this. I am this.
Yes, I've met the right person. I've healed my relationship with food, because telling yourself that is going to lead you to do the actions to become that. Whereas people think I need to become that and then I'll believe it. But doing it is what leads you there.
Yeah, and that actually leads on, I guess, to another great takeaway from Dreamfest, which was that whole Superman outfit. Having your alter, what would Queen of Confidence say? Alter ego.
Yes, alter ego, alter shigo, alter ego.
Yeah.
Yes. And putting this identity on who do you need to be to show up to that part of yourself you want to become.
Yeah. And then we had to make our own as well. I'm still battling with the name of what my alter ego. I was like,
what was it? It was Queen.
I said Queen of Numbers, but it doesn't really resonate with me. And then I was thinking, what's a name that I feel like for me, that someone that's like just uber confident in themselves all the time can walk down the street like filming content and not be like, oh my God, people are looking like, that is like something that I have that I need to get over. And then I was like, a name that's kind of like sexy, but also a go-getter. And I thought of like Alexis, but I don't know.
Oh my God, yeah, Alexis is sexy. I was thinking,
but then that could also be like too sexy.
No, you can't. I love that. Alexis, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, something with X.
Yeah. And like, I love that it was like Beyonce's with Sasha Fierce. I didn't even know that.
I didn't know she had an alter ego.
Yeah, and that was really cool to see that. What's yours? Again, you said
It was Queen. It had the word Queen in it. And I feel like I am my alter ego. I feel actually the person I present online is a safe version.
Yeah.
In most cases, because I have to be professional and all of that. But I feel that alter ego in me is really playful, is funny, is fun. And yeah, I think it was Queen Steph was the name for me.
yeah, which technically is you. Like I feel you definitely embody the queen.
I feel like I need an ego to like tone it.
Yeah, maybe yours should be
The opposite. But that's what we learned in the confidence speaker. She basically said, if you're someone who's trying to build confidence, create this alter ego and like profile them. What do they say? How do they show up? What do they do? And start to walk, talk, act like that person.
Yeah. And essentially it's you. I think that's the main thing that she circled back to. This isn't someone that you're like, oh, I want to be like this person. It's like, it's actually in you. You just need to project it at certain times, like with content, for instance. Like, I feel like for me, especially since I just sort of was starting maybe about, I don't know, 4 or 6 months ago or something like that, it's like, it is a bit hard to sort of get in front of a camera and just start talking and trying to be informative, trying to have a hook, trying to like tell a story, trying like, it's a lot to sort of put into one. So to gain that confidence where you just sort of, yeah, I'm like, cool, maybe Alexis will do it.
Yeah. And I snap it up, Alexis. I've been doing the homework. She gave us homework. If you get in a lift, talk to the people.
Oh, yeah.
And she said,
people.
yeah, so her skill was just name the most obvious thing in the room. So if someone was wearing bathers, oh, you have a nice swimmy today. Now, I go in a lift multiple times a day. I live in a high-rise building, and I usually just don't. I look at my phone and I don't really talk unless I'm in the mood, unless Queen Steph is out. And I'll make conversation. But today, those two men, when I opened the door, so these two men were walking towards the building and I was opening the door and I was like, usually I just shut the door and be like, they can unlock it.
They can open their own door.
I was like, no. I'm like, be a nice person. So I held the door and I was like, after you, gentlemen. And they're like, ha.
Was it the first time you met them?
Yeah, I didn't know them.
Oh, what?
Did you think I knew them?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That was awesome.
Yeah. And I joked, I'm like, that'll be $10. And then he held the lift door open for me. And then they joked, like, that'll be $10. And we were like, haha. I'm like, have a great day, gents. But just that little funny interaction was fun.
Yeah. I like that.
Rather than shutting the door on them and be like, your door, your problem.
Yeah. And now when you see them around the building, you can keep an eye. And
Hey.
who knows?
You never know. That person might save your life.
Yeah.
We'll show up. Okay. Next takeaway. I think it's your turn. All right.
I need to go
Written down on the laptop. There was honestly so many takeaways. So,
oh my gosh.
go to events, guys. If you're thinking of networking, you want to meet new people, events for everyone coming to my retreat this year. Can't wait. Yay. But yeah, one thing I really admire about Vanessa is her ability to network and meet new people. Like sometimes I'm just like, oh, but you do such a good job of it.
Thank you. Honestly, it's my goal every year. Well, I used to have this thing like once a month, I would be getting to a networking event, especially moving to a different state. I feel like you need to create a circle. And I wanted to create a circle of people that lift me and are in a similar or better position than me. Because again, it's about your whole circle. And I guess that is a takeaway from the event. It's your environment.
But when you say similar or better position, what does that look like for you if you want to share?
Yeah, no, for sure. So for me, it's right now and I guess it depends where your focus is. Right now, my focus is my business, right? So when I look at better, I look at someone that is successful in business, has done it for more than the time that I've done it. And it's successful in business means that they have reoccurring clients, they have a community, they have people that trust them. So for me, I want to be surrounded by those people because they also understand then why I might not go out for dinner that night, or like how we were going to go out for dinner after Dreamfest. Yeah, and you were like, oh, I got my meal prep, but I was like, at this, I'm so sorry. I'm like, don't apologize.
Yeah, you'd be okay with it.
Yeah, and it's having that understanding because, and also just like when we get together, it's amazing the things that we bounce off each other, and I always learn something new from our days together and stuff like that. I just think to be in a friendship, in a relationship with people that can do that for you and you do that for them as well.
Yeah.
And so that's why I go to networking events as well. And any place that I go to, except the gym, except with you, though, I usually at the gym, I'm like this. And then that's where we met. So it was like because a friend of ours connected us.
Yeah.
But And to be honest, my Gold Coast friends were mostly from the gym. But I'm usually just blinkers on. I don't want to talk to anyone. And then when you go to an event, a new networking event, you're like, okay, the purpose here is that I need to connect with more people.
Yeah.
That's how you grow yourself and your business.
Yeah, and don't undervalue what you have to bring to the table as well. I think a lot of people think, hey, you got to meet someone like better who's in that position, but you also bring something to the table, different things to the table as well. So it was networking. What was your actual thing? Because that was just a little side quest just to remind us.
Yeah, I guess it was environment. So there was one thing, we were talking about your identity, and they had the 4 laws. So sorry, I'm just going to read off my note.
Yeah.
So we had environment, your vehicle, timing, and you. And it's like those 4 things, if you can control those, and it will essentially provide you the lifestyle and the life that you want. If you focus on, right, my environment, again, networking the people around you, like, Tony Robbins goes on about it all the time, the top 5 people in your life, that's who you are, that's who you will become. So it's having that right, understanding yourself, where you want to grow and focusing on that. The vehicle, what will take you to that level that you want to be at. If it is for your business, how are you going to get to that? If you want to buy a property, how are you going to start by buying, like, to get into that? What's the vehicle? Is it going to be your income? Do you need a higher income? Like, all these questions, like eating disorders, how are you going to get over your eating disorder?
Yes, with freedom.
Yeah, exactly. Do you need a coach? Do you need a mentor? And someone that's been there before and that can show you the ropes? So in a nutshell, I think that's a lot of information.
Yes, it was environment and surrounding yourself with the right tribe.
Yeah.
And the vehicle to get to where you want to get to.
Yeah, exactly.
What were the other 2? Vehicle?
Timing and you. And I think timing, you sort of already mentioned as well. There's never going to be the right time, right?
No, when people are like, I don't think I'm ready, that's the perfect time, because doing this is going to get you ready.
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest cop out. It just doesn't feel right. It doesn't have to feel right in order for you to do it and get results. I think I always used to be like, oh, it's not the right time, or I need to wait. But what are you waiting for, sister?
Yes. Yeah.
What are you waiting for? Whether it's dating, whether it's improving your relationship with food, like, how will you know when you're ready? Are you going to wake up and be like, I'm ready now?
No, that's not going to happen.
Doing the work is what creates the readiness.
Yeah. And like, okay, if we go back to our gym, you and I go to the gym 4 times a week, right? So we get up to be at the gym by 6.
Some of us are a bit earlier, but
That's no joking. Far earlier.
no, it just depends. It just depends.
It's early regardless. And you do the effort and you get up and you go and you feel amazing. And it's like, that's how you're going to get the strength that you want. Because essentially that's why we go, right? We want the strength. We want to be able to have our body sustainable over the years. It's going to last and all of that. So if you don't start by going to the gym in the morning, then you're not going to get there. And your actions, like you said, it's just not going to happen for you.
Yeah, and a lot of it comes back to mental resilience as well. So going to the gym, it's not just about lifting weights and muscle building. It's really about building that mental muscle. Is true. I don't feel like doing this today, but I'm actually going to do it because it's building that mental muscle in my life.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think that's a lot of value right there, because it's easy for you to sleep in. You've got all this time. You could be sleeping in.
Dude, I would be the biggest. So there's, we're talking about your alter ego. So I have this alter ego I don't talk about, and it's called Sloth. Sloth Steph. Now let me tell you about Sloth Steph. Sloth Steph doesn't think she needs to walk. Doesn't want to walk. She loves sitting on the couch until there's a mold. If you come over, you'll see a mold of my body on the couch. Sloth Steph loves to binge on an episode or watch. Right now it's My Kitchen Rules. Mum got me back into that. Sloth Steph says, I'm tired. I don't want to do anything. Now, Sloth Steph has become a small part of me. And every now and then she needs a little bit of, okay, we'll do some slothing for an hour and then we're going for a walk.
Yeah.
You know what? You watch one episode and then you're doing this. There is a sloth part of me that exists, but I don't let the sloth dominate me. She gets to show up to the stage every now and then, but she doesn't run the show. And this is something I think you'll find really helpful, and anyone listening. Think of yourself as a puppet, right? This wood at the top is you, and you've got different people coming to the stage. You've got different parts of you. So you've got the sloth, you've got the avoidant part, you've got the binge eating part, you've got the professional part. these parts can often hijack us and take over us, but they're not who you are. You are the wood, and you can control which part of you is coming up to the stage at particular times in your life.
I love that. And it's so true because I can definitely say there's a sloth in me as well. Like there are definitely times.
Let us sloths be friends.
I know. Our sloths would have the best time together. Seriously. Like just binging on a show, like you said. We don't even own a TV, but it's like it just
Wow.
sometimes like we do watch it from like an
Oh,
iPad.
laptop. Okay.
Yeah. But it's like it's not there. It's not like our but we still watch, and sometimes you just need that. You just need it sometimes. So and I think it's okay to allow that to take over, but not take over.
The sloth allows the professional version of you to show up.
Yeah.
Different parts play a different role, but it's important not to let less adaptive parts take over.
Yeah, I like that.
If you resonate with this, make sure you leave a review and tag us on Instagram. So I want to talk about the health, because your baseline is not your potential.
Oh, that was big for me. Yes.
Yes, because so often people don't take action. They don't see a professional. They don't get help with their eating because they're like, it's not that bad. But I read a post yesterday on Instagram that just stuck with me, and it's like, that heart attack you experienced at 40, that actually started in your 20s. You just didn't know about it.
Whoa.
Yeah. That arthritis or whatever you had at 50s, that actually started in your 30s.
True. Yeah, nothing just goes like that. It's like a build up over time.
Yes. And I was speaking to my friend about alcoholism this morning, and she'll say there's people who are like, oh, I just had one drink and then game over, I was an alcoholic. I don't know how it happened. There are signs. There are signs early, but we don't recognize the signs.
Yeah.
So, yeah, your baseline is not your potential. It basically means just because things aren't that bad now, fast forward 20 years, 10 years, 30 years, what does it look like if you don't address it?
Yes. Yeah. No, that's huge. That was a really good one, actually.
And the blood tests, how you're compared to like a sick population, that got me.
Yeah, because you're right. What's the percentage of obese in Australia? What did he say, 70%? Is it?
There was a large number, but basically what he was saying is when you get a blood test, your results are normed or compared to the percentage of Australia, I believe, a global percentage. And he was saying like 54% or 5.4 million, don't quote the stats, of these people actually have chronic health conditions. So of course, when you're compared to someone who has a chronic health condition or obesity or whatever it is, you're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine because you're being compared to an average that is unwell.
Yeah.
Whereas what they're saying is compare yourself to a different baseline. So just remember where you're at now, your baseline is not your potential of where you can go in your journey.
Yeah. And I think what he was saying was that you can identify it with how you feel. So tapping into yourself and how you feel. So if the blood test, say you go for a blood test and it comes back all fine, but you're feeling lethargic, you're feeling too tired, whatever it is, and something's not feeling right inside of you, that's when he was saying maybe that's how people usually, like when you just say, oh, it's fine, it's just something little, everyone feels like this, and you validate it because someone else might feel like it. If you and I, like if you're having a crap day and I'm having a crap day and it's like, oh, that's okay, we can both have crap days, but it's like, no, well, you can, but like, you know what I mean? Like actually there's something wrong here.
Advocate.
Yeah. So that was really interesting because obviously we just think, and it's the hard thing as well. We go by what the professionals say. And I think even with food, you go by, okay, the health tick, and you go by all these different things that the government puts out there to show you that this is healthy or this is normal in quotation marks. But technically, it all goes down to how you feel.
Yes. And listen to how you feel, because the body gives you signs. And this is not to discredit medical professionals or doctors, but even as a clinical psychologist, we are trained to look at things in a certain way. And yes, fatigue is often a symptom of depression, but I will say, when did you get your last blood test? Because so many women, especially women with ADHD, are low in iron. And recently, one of the women in my food freedom group, she had a blood test and she's like, oh, yep, they just told me I'm low in iron. I'm like, what do you mean? Are you doing a transfusion? Sorry, are you doing an infusion? And she said, oh, they didn't mention it. I said, go back and ask. And then they were like, yeah, okay, let's do an infusion.
Oh, they didn't tell. Yeah.
No, it's just like you really, sometimes you have to push and you have to advocate. If you don't feel right, don't let it go.
Yeah. And always get a second opinion.
Second opinion. Yeah. Love that. All right. We've got time for one more. What's your last one?
Do you have one on your page?
I have so many, but I know the main thing, everyone, is also trusting you're on the right path. Because like I was saying to Vanessa, I'm in a weird phase at the moment where I've got all the time to finally do the things I want to do, but it feels scary and it feels unnatural or unfamiliar for me. And I really believe on the other side of a big risk is a big reward. So if you're feeling like you're in this space of transition and it feels scary, you're probably in the right space for a big change to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
I think we should give everyone a challenge.
Oh, homework.
Yeah, it's a challenge. Let's do it. All right. So I think the main theme here with everything is being confident. If we tie it back to confidence, if you have confidence, you can walk into a room and create that network, create that environment. If you have confidence, you can make that call to get a mentor or take the next level. If you have confidence, you can get out of your comfort zone. So let's try and do something that you have normally been a bit scared of. Maybe you're a bit like, I can't do that, or whatever your limiting belief is on it. Do it this week.
Yes. Talk to that person in the lift.
Yes.
Ask
It's
your
easy as that.
Yeah, ask your barista a question. And here's the biggest catch that people don't realize. Confidence doesn't feel confident. Confidence feels icky. Confidence feels awkward. Confidence feels uncomfortable. But you have to feel those things in order to do the thing you want to become confident at.
Yeah, agree 100%.
Yeah.
So my thing this week, I'm actually doing a live for the first time ever.
Yay, win.
You've inspired me with your TikTok lives. I'm going to do it on Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
So it's going to be for, property investors, basically just on my Instagram, and just anyone that's got any questions. Inspection Saturdays is on every Saturday. If you're looking for property, that's when you go out to your inspection. So people that have questions before it, and we'll see how we go. I don't know. Everyone always says your first one, you might just get 1 or 0 people, but I'm all here for it. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, mine is I really want to practice this webinar I'm going to be doing towards the end of September to new people who've never ever met me before. And sometimes with speaking, I am very natural. I can just do it off the cuff, but I really want to be so rehearsed and repetition. That's the other thing with confidence. You got to repeat it. So I really want to practice this webinar to anyone who would listen. I'm going to practice it on my own. I'm going to record myself. I'm going to make my family in Bali sit down and listen to me do this webinar. So that's my one, is practicing it and not thinking, I didn't need to practice.
Yeah.
You can be better.
Yes. All right, let's do it.
If you love this episode, please let us know. Tag Vanessa and I on Instagram. We'll put the details below. And Vanessa has a podcast as well. What's your podcast?
Yeah, it's the Intrepid Investor podcast. So basically, we mostly talk about property investment, but also investing in yourself. So this episode will be on there too.
Yay.
But I do have other episodes with some great people that took confidence in speaking as well. I have, buyers agents, real estate agents. So anything you really want to find out about property or investing in yourself, just, give us a shout out, follow.
Sick. And she has some really cool guests as well. We'll link everything below. Thank you for being here today. Remember to leave a rating and review. It helps us push out the podcast to more people. And Vanessa, thank you so much for your time. I've loved having a co-host today.
Thank you. I've absolutely loved being on. We got to do this again soon.
Amazing. Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Did you know by taking 2 seconds to leave a rating or a review, you help me get the podcast out to more listeners just like you who could really benefit from the information? I appreciate all your support and thank you for tuning in.